This is From the Pro, conversations with the creators of the proletariat. Here's Jim Bratton.
Here's a recent interview with Alex Villareal. Tell me about your musical background, where it started, how long it went. We'll take as long as it takes, okay?
Oh, that would be kind of boring.
I don't think so.
I started off playing in clubs when I was 14 years old, and I played with Willoughby's band. It was a soul band that played down here on the Strand.
Yeah.
On our first song, a woman came in and shot her husband.
During your song?
During our first song, he was guaranteed seeing somebody else, and she walked in, and I told Willoughby, "Hey, this doesn't happen all the time." He goes, "No, this never happens." So we got paid that night for playing one song.
Well, I'm glad they paid. And how old were you?
14.
Oh.
I wasn't even supposed to be in the clubs. They were all 21 and up.
Okay, so what?
It was called the Moulin Rouge, right around the corner from the bank building, from the American Bank building right here on Strand.
What an illustrious start you got.
Yeah, I know.
So, 14 years of age. So where'd you learn your guitar then, right?
I always wanted to play guitar, and I used to like Chuck Berry and Elvis Presley and all that. So I saved up my money, and I went to Vic's pawn shop on the coldest day of Galveston. It was 19 degrees, and we lived right there on 16th and Market, so I walked over to Vic's, and I paid the $200 for my first guitar, but I didn't know on the way home the cold would mess it up.
It warped it.
It warped it. So I had to save up again. So I got a paper route and everything and saved up some more money and went to Sears and bought my first Silvertone Sears amp. Guitar was the amplifier was built into the case. And I played that thing till my fingers bled. It was just like in the songs.
Who did you learn from?
I taught myself.
Self-taught?
Taught myself. And later, I learned music.
Right.
Later, after playing with the big horn bands and everything, I would sit down with the horn players and they would give me some little ideas of how to write it and how to read it.
So you can read a score as well as
as
playing by ear then?
Yeah, because that's when I played with, about 5 or 6 years later, I played with a group called Buddy Kirk.
Yeah.
And we got to go play up on the
Balinese?
I was 16, and me and a guy named Bino Ramirez, we got to play with the orchestra, and we didn't know Frank Sinatra was his son had got kidnapped.
Yeah.
And they had the party there when they got him back. So I met Frank Sinatra, but I didn't even know who he was. Yeah, I just was like, yeah, okay. And he didn't sing that night, but it was fun. It was a fun gig, so it was really neat.
You know, I had a chance to go in there before they tore it down, and I just wanted to put my ear to those wooden floors and feel the people that had been in that room.
Yeah, but back then they still had all the gambling stuff and everything. I didn't even know that was going on at the island.
By that time, you were what, 19 years old?
17.
17. Well, pretty soon you'll be of age.
Yeah.
So the Balinese room, doing pickup with got to play with the orchestra then.
With the orchestra, Buddy Kirk's orchestra.
And so that was full orchestra horns and everything.
Yeah, they had everything, flutes, clarinets, everything. It was nice. And I got to play this big old 400 Gibson guitar that looked bigger than me at the time because I was a little skinny then. But it was fun. And I had to read the sheets, you know. So I don't know, their guitar player didn't show up, so my friend, who was a saxophone player, he called me up there, and I went over there, and I just had a T-shirt on. They gave me this little shirt that looked like they folded up some kind of rag that made me look like I had a tie, so I could sit behind the columns. But like I said, it was my first big orchestra gig, and I loved it.
I guess so. Well, so big orchestra then, and from what we were talking earlier, you played with any number of mostly rock and roll bands or
Latino bands. I played was the Galveston band, the Flamingos, Freddie and the Flamingos. Then I played with a little bit with the Rasa, Little Richard and Luna, and the Latineers. Then I played with Little Joe. Then I played with Sonny Ozuna and the Sun Globes. And then I played with Mickey Gilley for about 6 months until I got tired of them throwing bottles at us at Gilley. It was a wild place. But I was 24 then.
At least nobody got killed.
No, but they had a fence just like in the movies with a...
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
A chain link fence?
And they threw bottles at you instead of clapping. And we had to wear gargles for a little while. But that only would happen when Gilly came up late at night. They would never throw anything toward him. It was always toward the guitar player, the drummer. And I just got tired of it because it was just, to me, it was unnatural. Because you get upset when glass hits you in your face, you know. So
That's not a natural phenomenon.
yeah, no, but
Particularly when you're there working your
he
hard.
paid good, and I hated losing that job.
Yeah.
But I was too young anyway. I had to be around that bar.
You're
I
right.
didn't drink or anything.
Yeah,
I've never drank in my whole life,
Wow.
and I don't condone it or uncondone it to anybody.
Yeah, just didn't
just
happen.
never picked it up.
So you were like the equivalent of a studio musician that toured. I mean, so you'd pick up how did those folks all play a different style of music?
Yeah, that's what I liked.
So you just jump in and do anything?
I got bored playing one style. And when I played mostly cover music and with these other bands, I really hated it. I mean, you actually get better playing other kind of music because you get more versatile.
Yeah.
But I wanted to be like the other people, get out and play your own stuff and all that. But none of my friends wanted to play originals. They were so happy with meeting young girls and just getting drunk and having a good time. And I hated that. So that's why I just took my time and just joined other bands and said, if I ain't going to make a star, I'm at least going to have fun playing it.
And work steady.
And work steady, which was hard to do, especially nowadays.
Yeah. Now versus then. Easier to make a living as a musician then than now?
I can't really answer that because I stopped for 20 years to help my son get started in it.
Yeah.
And right at my peak when I finished with the Drifters on their last tour before they all passed away, my son got really interested in it. And I had made the mistake of telling him, if you're going to play instruments, buy really good stuff. And he hit me up for a $10,000 set of drums. And I was like, dude, you haven't even played a lick yet. But
Your fault.
Yeah, I know. So anyway, I just got it on credit, wound up buying it for him, and he took off from there.
Yes, he has.
And so he learned everything he could about it. And he just loves it. Now he's doing sounds for bands and everything else, and he loves it. But the only thing I told him, watch out for the women because they'll get you in trouble. And they did.
Boy, this is going to be listened to extensively.
I know. He knows how I talk. I just say what I've always been like that.
Well, good for you.
Him and my wife get mad at me because I talk to anybody.
Yeah.
And they're like, then they go over there and grab me. Shut up, quit talking and everything. And I'm like, I can't be me, I've just always been that way.
Well, you've got great stories, okay? I mean, who has played with all these? My wife Mary sitting across the studio from us, and she's seen most of those folks.
Oh, they were great to play with. They were a lot of fun. I know Sonny wouldn't mind now, and Little Joe did the same thing. When we were driving into towns, they would call the radio stations with a password to let the girls know they weren't with their wives. And we talked about it. We sat down at tables for a long time and talked about it. Recently.
You don't want to see another killing now, do you? You don't want to see one of your own.
No, they know all that. The wives also know that the girls just showed up and danced with them and drank after the gig because they had to take off to the next town.
Oh yeah.
They didn't have time for nothing. We loaded up and we were gone.
So
sometimes we would have 9 to 10 hour drives right after a gig.
Would you do a gig a day or more?
A gig a day, because we always had to play at least 3 to 4 hours.
Separated by sometimes 8 or 9 hours.
Yeah. So we hardly had any time to sleep half the time, except we all took turns driving. And a lot of times I was doing the driving because I didn't drink.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But they didn't. They finally realized, and it was catching up to me because I was falling asleep.
What kind of tour buses did you have?
We had vans and pickup trucks at first. And then they finally got a bus. I was out of the band. Because I didn't, I wanted to do my own thing.
So you're driving around in a car, sleeping in the car or a truck.
Yeah, we slept in the cars and the trucks a lot. There was nothing Hollywood or glamorous about it.
That sort of goes back to the original Dick Clark days where they traveled in 2 station wagons or something like that.
Oh, one time we had one station wagon with all the equipment because we didn't have a trailer back then.
Yeah.
And then later on, Sonny bought a what you call it, RV,
Yeah.
but he was the only one in it.
Well, he bought it.
We just followed him and got there. There's 10 guys in a stage wagon. It was fun though.
I have
had a
pictures
blast.
of a Vista Cruiser going down the road, jammed up with guys in it.
Oh man, it was.
So
It was
When
only
you
fun
got-
until
when-
somebody took their shoes off. Then it was,
when when you got to the venue, would you use house sound, or did you have to totally bring your own? What
no.
was it?
Those days we brought our own stuff.
Okay.
We were real picky about the sound and what we used.
Okay.
And a lot of people didn't have up to date sound systems in the clubs or anything then.
You had
There
to
was
be-
a few places, but not very many.
You had to be totally self-contained then.
Yeah.
Did you have to tune for every room that you went into then, since every room was so different?
Yeah.
Wow.
Every room was different, and we had to actually, I said, pick how much equipment we could use because he had a lot of equipment,
Yeah.
and he pulled it on a trailer on the UV after at the RV afterwards, but we still drove in the stage wagon, and then we had to get there and load it, rain or shine or whatever, cold doesn't matter, it's just like the mailman job.
Performers and grips
Yeah,
simultaneously.
and sometimes we had to make a stop to wash our clothes at the wash chairs. But that was the only way we could get our uniform. We made us use uniforms in.
Yeah.
So, but it was fun. I can't complain.
Another era.
Yeah, it was really another era.
So you helped out your boy, 20, and then 20 years later, you're performing again.
He talked me into it. He
Did
told
he?
me, Dad, just go out there and have fun again. He says, if you already know you're not going to make it big time, he goes, when I get back from my big tour, I'll help you record a CD and all that stuff. And I said, well, I got to find people because all my songs really have horns and vocals and everything. It's just, you want me to go out there and just play the guitar and show my guitar parts. But there's a lot more to it than that.
I thought you did, as they'll hear as we play some of this, as all of you listening will hear. And by the way, that was recorded from across the street, so it has all kinds of extra ambient sound and everything, but it does catch the essence of the performance. Your performance and the sound was complete. I don't know how you synthesized those other sounds, but you did it.
No, I didn't have it. All I had was a guitar and an amp.
I know.
I don't use any. I never used effects. No matter what a band I played with, I never used effects.
Well, you still managed to come up with a very, very full sound just with your expertise on the guitar.
It was fun. I mean, I didn't want to actually stop. I had more songs to play, but they gave me a guideline, and my son walked up to me and goes, cut it. So I said, okay.
Well, soon after that, the police come, I think.
Yeah.
That's where it, and the days of when it's not a good concert unless the police come are over.
Oh, okay. Good.
That's a different era. We're going to listen to a little bit more music.
That was jazzy.
go on talking to you forever. But this has been a great insight. Now, I want to ask one more thing. Much of what you played was your own composition.
Yes.
How does that, from a head trip sort of, how does that come together from you? Do you hear it and do you build it in pieces? Do you have a general idea that just sort of happens? Do you think about it and then it comes together? Is it linear? Is it blocks? How do you
actually,
do it?
a lot of those songs I put together when I was on the road, but I never got to play them.
Yeah.
So I just wrote them down, and I opened up my book when my son told me he wanted me to do a show, and I just went back over them.
Wow.
So some of the songs were written. The song I played first was
Yeah.
I wrote that in '69.
So those songs accumulate over years on the road.
Yeah. And
When
I
you wrote
never
them,
shared them with anybody.
how did you write them down? Did you write them down as full scores or just notes of what you felt like the chords would be?
I would write down the cheat chords.
Okay.
And then later on, I would write down the extra little melodies that go with them and everything. And there's a few of them I went back over and redone. You know, I have a lead and chorus and a break. And the last 20 years, when my son's been playing music, I've been writing the horn scores and the vocals and everything to him. But I've only worked with one girl lately.
Yeah.
And she says she's a singer and she wanted to play with her, but when I got her to rehearse, she said it was just too hard. She didn't think it was this much work. So I said, okay, well,
Welcome to the world of performance art.
Yeah. Everybody thinks it's overnight. They watch TV too much. They think it happens overnight. You're a big star, and no, it doesn't happen that way.
Yeah, people just think that all he does is show up and play the guitar. There's not a lot of appreciation.
Well, for years I got picked on because I used to always hide behind the speaker of the big bands. I hid in the dark area of the stage so nobody would see me. And once in a while they would put a spotlight on me when I did a solo, because they always made me do a Santana or George Benson solo or something. And so, but I hated the spotlight. I just wanted to play music and have fun.
Good for you.
So
I'll bet you sound great doing a Santana.
I had to learn them note for note, and then finally I got so tired I just made it up.
Wow.
And everybody told me it sounded better when I made it up.
It's been a delight talking with you. I wish we could continue this on. You've got so much to talk about, and your concert was so good. The music we're going to insert here does not do you justice because it was from across the street, but people can get an idea of your talent. This has been a conversation with Alex Villareal as we talk about his career in the music industry and his continuing interest and performance. Alex, thank you so very much for joining us.
Really appreciate it. Thank you very much. But can I put out one thing?
Absolutely.
I want to say hello to the band I put together that, we split up in the 80s because of to times. But it was called the Island Power Band, and we played this island like crazy. So I just want to thank all our fans for coming out to us. And my bass player, Doran Morlock, the singer, Howard, and my brother is on the drums, Joe Villareal. And we had a blast. And we played in places you wouldn't believe. We played in attics and parties and clubs and backyards and on rooftops. And it was just the most funnest time I've ever had. We had to split up because everybody got married and had kids and everything, had obligations. And I just wanted to tell them thank you. I'll tell them to listen to this podcast. And I just wanted them to know that I had a good time with them. And I wish we could do it again.
That's about the best way we could end this. Alex, thank you very, very much.
Thank you, sir.
That was jazzy. Little simple song there.
This has been From the Pro, conversations with the creators at the Proletariat. Theme percussion created and performed by Patrick Wheeler, mastered by Chris Criticos. From the Pro is a Jim Bratton production. I'm Sierra Sakel.